One of the most commonly asked questions when I provide astrological analysis to people is that after receiving their report or analysis, they will try to plot their birth chart online using online software that allow them to enter their year, month, date, and time of birth. However, very often the online software will provide them with a very different result in terms of the strength of the Daymaster, for example. Today I will explain why is it so that the online software is not able to capture certain interaction between the elements within a chart. For example, we'll look at this chart. This is a male born in the year of 辛酉, month 丙辛, day 午寅, and time 甲寅. As you can see, 辛酉 is of the metal element, 丙 is fire, 辛 is also metal, 午 which is the Daymaster is of the earth element, and below is of the wood, yin wood. Jia is wood, and yin is also wood. Basing on this chart, you can clearly see that there are more exhaustive elements or 相关. 辛酉 are 相关, which means what the Daymaster produces, which may reflect it as the talents of the individual or any skills or knowledge that he has that allow him to generate wealth. We also have this 食神, which is something that the Daymaster produces because the earth elements will produce the metal elements. And we also have yin wood, which is the 气杀. Jia is also 气杀. And also the same for the time pillar. They are all of the 气杀, which is what controls or suppresses the Daymaster. In this case, wood clearly suppresses the Wu Earth Daymaster. And in this case, you can see that the only elements that produces is the fire element, the Bing fire, which produces the earth elements. Because as I have mentioned in previous lesson, fire will be able to burn things down and they will become ashes, eventually become earth or soil. Thus, the fire elements will produce the earth elements. So just by looking at this chart, we can see that out of the 7 other elements present in the chart, 6 of them are elements that exhaust the strength of the Daymaster because, as I have mentioned, Wu produces metal, and Wu Earth is controlled or suppressed by wood. And this is the only element being fire that produces or enhances the strength of the Daymaster. And if you go online, I would say 95% of the time, the online BaZi software will tell you that the strength of the Daymaster is weak. However, if this chart is to be analyzed using the enhancing cycle or the 五行相生相克, 五行相生相克, it will produce a very different result because, as you can see, the wood element will enhances the energy of the Bing fire. As you know, wood when thrown into the fire will cause the fire to become larger, right? And at the same time, yin, within yin there are Bing, Wu, Jia, which means the hidden The hidden factors or elements within the yin will also enhance the fire elements further. The hidden being also will further strengthen the Daymaster. And also there's an additional Wu here. And Yin is called the Changsheng. Changsheng is one of the enhancing factor for the Wu. And when you look at this again, the fire element is so strong because it's being enhanced by the Yin wood and the Jia wood. Thus, we conclude that the Wu Daymaster is very strong in this chart. The algorithm of the BaZi software is not yet able to analyze the relationship of this Wu Xing Shangsheng Shangke, or the enhancing cycle and the controlling cycle of the 5 elements under the BaZi school of theory. So you can see that the Wu has turned to become a strong Daymaster. Additionally, the strength of the fire elements here also suppresses the strength of the metal elemental energy. 因为火克金 the fire element suppresses the metal element. Therefore, we can conclude that if we are to analyze this chart using the 五行上升上科的理论呢, or using the BaZi school of the 5 elements of the enhancing and controlling cycle, the Daymaster is definitely strong due to the relationship that they have with one another. Thus, this will answer the questions of why the BaZi software that you find online will often give you a wrong interpretation, because they will just count how many metal elements, how many wood elements are there, how many fire elements are there, without looking at the enhancing relationship and the controlling relationship between the elements. Thus, we can see that being able to understand the BaZi theory in depth and understand the relationship between each element present in the chart is the crucial point in determining the strength of the Daymaster or 日主. So I hope this gives you a better understanding of why it is very important to let your chart be analyzed by someone who is trained in looking at the relationship between the 5 elements or 五行. And I hope that this will help you to understand the important needs to not to just go to the BaZi software online blindly and then generate a forecast by yourself. Of course, it will be fine if you have been taught properly on the 五行 cycle. Perhaps I will just revise with you one more time the cycle. We always have to remember that the 5 elements are wood, fire, earth, metal, water, and water produces wood. Wood produces fire, fire produces the earth produces metal, metal produces water. Because when we burn the wood, fire is able to be generated, and when things are being burned down by fire, we will have ashes. Ashes will eventually become soil and earth. And within the soil or earth or mountain, we will be able to find mineral and gold and silver. For instance, thus we will have metal energy generated by the earth elements. And metal, when melted, they will become liquid. And liquid eventually will be able to grow plants. Thus, this is the enhancing cycle. On the other hand, there is a controlling cycle or 克，木克土，火，克金。Wood suppresses the earth because plants are often grown on top of the soil. Metal is melted by fire. Alright? The earth will be able to stop flooding, for instance, thus the earth suppresses water. And water can cut down wood, thus metal suppresses wood. And water suppresses fire. This is common sense. Thus, you can see that this cycle or these relationships have to be taken into account when we analyze the BaZi chart. Therefore, I will continue to teach you more on how to analyze your own charts if you like in future lessons. Thank you very much for watching. This is Jason, and feel free to WhatsApp me at this number or visit our website for more feng shui or astrological reading services. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next lesson.